So I have a pallet flipping course, right, where I teach people how to flip pallets. And it has all the liquidators across the United States of America. And also it has liquidators that you can shop online. But I like to go to the liquidators physically so I can touch the product, feel it, and all that good stuff. So I do have a pallet flipping course.
Welcome to the We Got Problems podcast with co-hosts Curtis G. Martin, Rhonda L. Brown, and Caliph Johnson Sr., the one and only podcast where solutions get discussed to our community's everyday troubles. Each week, you will hear mind-blowing conversations and actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become more effective. We got problems and we got solutions.
Hey, you guys, welcome to the show. This is We Got Problems, the podcast. I'm Curtis G. Martin. I'm here with my co-host, Rhonda L. Brown.
Hey, everybody.
My second co-host, Caliph Johnson Sr.
Peace, y'all. How y'all doing?
And we have a special guest in the house, pallet-flipping Tavarra. Tavarra, why don't you go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do?
Okay, my name is Pallet Flipper Tavarra, and what I do is I flip big box retail pallets. The stores that you shop at, the big, huge stores, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club, and I basically buy the pallets and I flip them for profits.
So giving us a little history of it, what is pallet flipping?
So basically, pallet flipping is, let's just say a big box retail store. They have returns, right? They have returns for whatever reason. It could be the wrong size. Consumers change their mind all the time, or people just want to get their money back. So what they do is they do not have time to go through all of those returns. So what they do is they turn around, they get everything together, and they sell it to a liquidator. Okay. So the liquidator takes it and they have the pallets, and me as a consumer, I go to that liquidator and I buy the pallets from the liquidator.
Okay. How did you get into pallet flipping?
I have been doing e-commerce for over 20 years, and I was selling on eBay, and I was just trying to find a way where I can get more products because I started off at the thrift stores, like buying like antiques and clothes and shoes. So I just wanted to, just find another way. So someone ended up telling me about a liquidator in Linwood. So I went to that liquidator and I bought a couple of pallets. I had a yard sale and everything, and it worked out. I was like, wow. And then I was also selling some of that stuff on my eBay. So I was like, okay, now I don't really have to go to the thrift stores because usually some of the stuff on the pallets is brand spanking new.
Okay. So do you do a lot of research on your pallets or the locations where you get your merchandise from?
Usually, okay, so this is what I did. I found out where other liquidators were in Southern California. So I visited pretty much all of them, and I have like my top 3 that I like going to. So they just have like a better variety of stuff, and then they always get the pallets in. There's just some liquidators that they don't get the pallets in often, and they're not consistent. So I have top 3 that I like going to.
So how hard or easy is it to get into pallet flipping?
It's hard work. I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard work because you have to look at every product on that pallet. If there's something open, let's just say if it's a coffee maker, right? You open that coffee maker, you got to make sure that coffee maker works.
Okay.
So you have to do a lot of due diligence with the products on those pallets, and it's a lot of work. It truly is. You got to be organized. You got to be all of that.
So a 2 parts to that. Is it any way, because I used to do a little pallet flipping myself. So okay. Is it any way once you get the used products that somehow don't work or what do you do with all that stuff? Because after a while, you end up with a bunch of stuff that missing a piece or not quite working. What do you
You
do with that?
always can sell that stuff on eBay because people buy stuff for parts.
Okay.
So you just don't waste anything. You know, it may take you a while to sell it, but as long as you put it on eBay, you can put it on Craigslist, offer up, because people need parts.
Okay, that's good.
So how much does it cost to get started flipping pallets?
So basically, you can buy pallets anywhere from $300 to $1,000, and you can flip your money 2 to 4 times over. So it just depends.
Hey,
Okay.
I got a little 2 parts to that, Trash. Sorry, bro. But so how do you, like, when I'm looking at that pallet, how do I know if I'm getting my money's worth for $300 or $400?
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so what you do is you look for 2 to 4 products that's going to pay for that whole entire pallet. Okay, so you may have a Shark vacuum cleaner. You may have a humidifier, and those 2 things. Let's just say that Shark vacuum cleaner is $369, and that humidifier may be $350, right?
Uh-huh.
The pallet costs $500. So those 2 products alone is going to pay for that whole entire pallet. Everything else on that pallet is pure profit.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so like you mentioned, like a spot in Linwood that you said you frequent. How do you find locations to go find pallets that you will use for business?
So I have a pallet flipping course, right, where I teach people how to flip pallets. And it has all the liquidators across the United States of America. And also it has liquidators that you can shop online. But I like to go to the liquidators physically so I can touch the product, feel it, and all that good stuff. So I do have a pallet flipping course.
Hey, so you mentioned some of the stuff is brand new. You said a lot of it could be returns. How do they give us a manifest to let us know if it's used, returned, or how do we figure that out?
Some liquidators, they do offer pallets that's manifested, but those cost more money. And then some of them, there's no manifest. You basically have to look at each product on that pallet. And sometimes it's kind of hard because the pallets is wrapped in black wrapper, so you can't see anything. So it can be very risky. I do not like going to liquidators that have those black wraps.
Yeah,
I like the ones with the clear wraps.
There we go.
With the clear red and all that good stuff.
And then use that Amazon to price check really quick.
Yeah. See, and I buy nothing but Amazon pallets. Amazon sells pallets also. So that's like my go-to, because Amazon, you get like a wide range of just different products. It's just different. Like one pallet there was like a mystery box. We call it a mystery box. It's a brown box and you don't know what's in it. We opened the box and it was kids' jewelry in there. 14 karat gold, white gold, silver, earrings, necklaces. I got some over here. Let me show you real quick.
Okay. Hey, no, that's good. I like that.
Let's go.
Yeah. I might have to start back buying me a few pallets, y'all. I think so.
Right.
So I had to put this stuff in the back because I was separating it. But this is like brand new stuff. Brand spanking new stuff. And that's worth over $25,000. I only paid $530 for the pallet.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's good.
So do you have any other strategies that you use when you go looking? Like you said, you don't go for the ones with the black wrap.
That's why okay. My strategy, I gave you one. Look for 2 to 4 products that's going to pay for that pallet. That's strategy 1. Strategy 2 is to get my pallet flipping course.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, also too, I can give you guys a code where you can save $99 and you only pay $97. your viewers only pay $97 for my pallet flipping course.
Okay, so you've mentioned like the gold. You mentioned the clear wraps, the dark wraps. Like, what's the range of the products that you found on these pallets? Like, what's
Oh
some of
my
the best
God.
finds? What's some of the worst finds?
I don't like Walmart. I don't like buying Walmart pallets because it's just a range of just little stuff like earphones but they still they still sell depending on what type of seller you are, because those people, they like to sell at the flea markets and swap meets and all that stuff. So with the Amazon pallets, you can get basically anything, and it's pretty much medium-sized boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get vacuum cleaners, printers, t-shirt makers, coffee makers, sometimes microwaves. You can get all kind of stuff, furniture.
Wow,
All kind of stuff.
that's dope.
So how much money could be made, or how much money would it cost me to get started?
It depends on how much money you have to invest. That's what I tell my students all the time. It depends. Like I have a couple of students, they started off with $1,000. So it just depends. You can start off with 300, but it just depends on how you work this business. How much effort you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
So one of the things we always teach is, I hate to put it this way, but the street hustling game, right? Like, as soon as you get your re-up money, go buy another pallet, right? Soon as that pallet money come in, buy another one, buy another one. Then you sit up and have a bunch of merchandise. So that's pretty cool. If we can get started with $300, then I think a class like this is worth it.
Yeah. And I didn't mention this, but I've been flipping pallets for 10 years. So it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Like 2 years ago, I actually wanted to start a business driving trucks. So I got my class A. Started driving trucks for 2 years, and I was like, this is not for me, because I saw the ins and outs, and I was like, nah, I'm good. So I went back. I was still flipping pallets on the side, but I just went full throttle. I sell on Amazon. It's like some of my stuff, that the pallets that I buy is from Amazon, but I take some of that stuff back and I sell it on Amazon.
I like that.
Yeah.
What kind of obstacles have you run into? Like, have you gotten like just some, I don't know,
some messed up pallets? I would say when I first started, yeah, I bought some straight BS. Straight like it was probably, I would think, like 20 microwaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them was used. Some had roaches in it. And I was like, they got it. So I just dumped them. I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
And you can't even get your money back, huh?
No.
That,
But
that's
when I first started, I did good. I bought electric scooters that was returns, and I cleaned them up. I bought the batteries for them, and I was selling those things for like $100. Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, it was 30 scooters in one pallet, and that pallet was only $300. So once I did that, I got hooked. Then I started buying the Home Depot pallets where there were tools. I started having the yard sales, and they was going, and I got hooked. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, those are good. The ones with the generators and the lawnmowers
and Milwaukee. And,
Okay, so do you have an accountability partner, coach, or mentor that you go to? If you do, why? Why do you think it's important to have one?
Well, I have 3 friends, right? We get on a Zoom every other week, and we just talk about new streams of income. So we hold each other accountable, And I think it's very important for someone to be there and be like, hey, you messing up, are you doing a good job? Because sometimes when you go through life, it's kind of hard on people right now, so I think it's imperative to have a mentor or accountability partner or anything like that. It's imperative.
All right. So in the pallet flipping world, do you monitor what other pallet flippers are doing to see what's new so you keep up to speed, or you just go for what you know?
No, because I already have the experience. I don't need to look at nobody else.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you balance your work and family life?
Well, my boys are grown. I was a single mother. My boys are 18 and my other son will be 22. So they're grown. I like to travel. So that's my balance. I mean, that's basically, but when they were younger, I was still basically working from home. So that's all I know. And I kind of, I groomed them to become entrepreneurs. So they started looking at me and what I was doing and everything. So my youngest son is going to school for real estate. He wants to become a broker. And then my oldest son, he's going to school for acting, and he got some acting gigs.
Nice. Okay, so this next part is of the interview. We call it rapid fire. So we actually take about 20-30 seconds to get a good quick question out, a good quick answer out. So so just answer as you're free. What is your why? What makes you do what you do?
Time and freedom.
Oh, were there times when you thought this wouldn't work?
No.
What's the most important thing you've learned in life?
To have your own back and to give yourself more credit.
Okay, so if you can take the time, if you can take the time back, if you could take a time machine back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
To invest in real estate.
Ooh. All right. If you could sit down with one person, dead or alive, to have a conversation with, who would it be and why?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Shit. Ooh, that's a hard one. I would say Tupac.
Okay. Why?
Tupac, because he was so I think that he was a prophecy and he had so much wisdom.
Okay. People always say you should save money and invest. What types of things do you invest in? I know you say real estate, but
Anything with passive income. Anything with passive income where you can just you start something and then you're constantly getting paid for it in your sleep. Passive income.
I like that. If you could recommend one book, what would it be and why?
Think and Grow Rich. It's because of mindsets, changing your mindset. And then the people around you, like your family, the naysayers, the dream killers.
And what's the best tip you have to help make our community a better place?
Change your mindset. Change your mindset and hang around successful people and let them rub off on you.
There we go.
How do you celebrate your wins?
Vacation. Vacation. I was the type of person where, like, sometimes I would feel I did not deserve a vacation, and I had to stop doing that because I was beating myself up too much. So when I take a vacation, that's my balance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now this is the most important question. How can the people find you?
www.pallet-flipper-tavarra.com.
All right.
Cool.
And then I'm all on social media: Instagram, Pallet Flipper Tavarra; Facebook, Pallet Flipper Tavarra; TikTok, Pallet Flipper Tavarra.
All right, cool. Hey, look, so what's one thing, Miss Tavarra, that you want to lead the people with?
I would say to dream and dream enormously, and do not listen to the naysayers and the dream killers or anything like that. I would say to whatever you want to bring in life, you can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it. Just have a plan and execute. That's it. And then change. If you don't have the mindset of an entrepreneur, you got to change the mindset, and you got to watch the motivational videos. You got to read the self-help books and all of those things. It's just imperative that you do that, and then hang around with winners, because I'm telling you, they will rub off on you.
There we
Definitely.
go. All right, Mr. Trash Vegan. What do you want to leave with?
I just want to thank you for the interview, Queen. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
How about Rhonda? Miss Rhonda, talk to us.
Find something you're good at and keep doing it.
Yes.
All right, I would say y'all better get in this pallet flipping class and learn how to flip those pallets. Something I've done in the past is I'll buy a pallet. As soon as I get my money back for that pallet, I'll buy another one. So I'm sitting on 5 pallets, and now $300 bought me 5 pallets, right? And start making you some money. Hey, you guys, we know our community have problems, but we also have solutions, and we out.
Peace.
From the team at CRC Empire, we want to thank you for listening. To stay connected with us, like, share, and subscribe to the We Got Problems podcast. You can find us on social media platforms at Curtis Martin 247, at Rhonda Wrights Official, and at _trash_vegan_. We got problems and we got solutions.